Not okay, computer, how it feels to have your music leaked. In 1997, Radiohead imagined a future in which technological dependency and out-of-control consumerism had merged to form a dark, digital void. OK Computer, last week's big Radiohead news wouldn't have sounded out of place on that album's techno-skeptic vision of tomorrow. The band had been hacked. The group responded to the threats with a shrug. Instead of complaint, watch Radiohead sail to the moon. HuffPost. This month, Madonna said she felt raped after her 2015 album Rebel Heart leaked online before she'd even announced it. There are no words. No one else seemed to view the situation in the same way I did, as a catastrophe, he wrote in an open letter. The hardest thing to Mutibuena says she knows exactly where Hi-Paul is coming from. The former Sugar Babe, having any sense of agency ripped away hurt more than the financial blow, she says. The effort, the leaks are often difficult for artists to overcome psychologically because they represent violation of their privacy and their creativity, says the charity Help Musicians UK. Musicians have Gallery, the 15 greatest albums of all time. Business Insider. Not even pop's grandest stars are safe. S******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* down earlier in March after an album of unreleased tracks found its way onto file-sharing sites, and she joined Beyond, Charlie XCX, Skrillex, Karen O, BJ Divided by RK and Lana Del Rey in the annals of artists. Hove had albums worth of tracks stolen and uploaded against their wishes. Hacks like these can happen in a multitude of ways. In the past, these days, most leaks occur when music has been uploaded to cloud-based storage. Online hackers break passwords, access the music and share it. It's thought as hacking becomes a fact of life, are more artists' hard drives likely to be prized open? Radiohead fans gallery the ultimate Thom Yorke playlist. Yard Barker. The good news for artists is that a world where people are downloading less and streaming more generates less of a demand for leaks among fans. Leaks have definitely, when acts are globally established, like Radiohead, that sense of fragility is all but gone, Ingham explains. The artist can turn. MSN are empowering women in sport this summer. Find out more about
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.